Billy Ray Smith was selected by San Diego, projected as a linebacker out of Arkansas.
Denver's first-round selection, Steve Atwater, defensive back, Arkansas.
21st selection in the 2005 NFL Draft, Jacksonville Jaguars select Matt Jones, wide receiver, Arkansas.
The Atlanta Falcons select Jamal Anderson, defensive end, Arkansas.
With the fourth pick in the 2008 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select Darren McFadden. The Philadelphia Eagles have traded the 18th pick to the Tennessee Titans. With the 18th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Traylon Burks, wide receiver, Arkansas.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
First day of the NFL Draft gets going a little later on tonight. We're going to have it for you across these ESPN Arkansas radio stations. Landon Jackson, Andrew Armstrong, Isaac Tesla, Jaquinta Jackson, Eric Gregory. Some Razorbacks hoping to have their names called in the next couple of days. We'll see what happens. Landon's probably going to be the first one off the board, but you heard a good highlight reel that Colton put together. Whether it's Steve Atwater, the Smiling Assassin, Billy Ray Smith Jr., my personal favorite when Darren McFadden was taken off the board after the 2007 season in 2008, number 4 by the Oakland Raiders. Tommy, you'd like to see another player drafted in the first round like Traylon Burks. It's just it's one of those things that they've come. I don't know if I want to say few and far between, but it's been a little while since you've had some consistency there in the NFL draft in the early rounds for the Hogs.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's why your teams haven't been very good. That's why I hadn't been to a lot of bowl games of consequence lately. So, I mean, good players make for good teams. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. So, you've had one or two here and there. So you had a run at center for a while, but Landon's been your best player since Burks, I would say. Is that fair? Is that a fair statement?
Landon has been your best
player on the team since Traylon Burks?
I would probably still give that to Andrew Armstrong, even though he's not as highly thought of in the NFL circles. But I mean, when you lead the SEC in receiving like he did this year, I don't understand. I guess I do. He's older and he's not that fast. But I mean, the game tape's there.
So you just answered my question.
Yeah, but Tommy, there's a difference between best player and most suited for the NFL. Landon's best suited for the NFL, but when it comes to the best player on their team, I don't think there's any question it was Andrew Armstrong last year.
Well, as far as NFL, I'm talking about athlete quality, what the NFL thinks of you. Maybe I didn't phrase the question, maybe it's too convoluted, but point being, he's been your best pro prospect since Traylon Burks, and that's part of the reason why the program hadn't performed at the level you need. So I'm excited tonight. Hopefully, he's taken sooner rather than later. That's for sure.
Well,
all right,
go ahead.
All right, that's where we begin today here on a Thursday, and glad you're with us. It's 9:03 here on the Morning Rush. We're going to talk about the Mercy Birdies for Babies golf event coming up in just a bit, so do that. If you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app, it's powered by Taco Bell. Be sure to download that now in the Apple app or Google Play Store and take that along with you anywhere you go. It's all brought to you by Taco Bell, where right now there's 3 different options for you to choose from. Eat the Lux Box your way with the new $5 Classic, $7 Supreme, and $9 Discovery Lux Craving boxes only from Taco Bell.
All right, let's go and get into the big news in college football right now, and it concerns your Arkansas Razorbacks. Still mad in Iamaliaba, that stuff going on. Interesting thoughts from our buddy Jake Crane, who's appeared on this program before. Jake had some thoughts that actually was pro-Arkansas, pro-Hog, so let's get into our opening drive.
I think if you're a college football fan that wants this NIL stuff to get fixed, for there to be some sort of balance to the system, to encourage more structure and make it what we all thought it was going to be, you should be rooting for Arkansas against Madden. The reason you should be rooting for Arkansas to be able to recruit some of this money is it seems like many schools with some of these contracts, when they have been breached, have been afraid to try and recoup that money or go about it because the optics may hurt recruiting or it may look negative.
This is the opening drive.
All right, so news coming out yesterday from Pete Nakos of On3 that Arkansas's NIL collective, the Arkansas Edge, is demanding. He puts it as demanding roughly $200,000 back from transfer Madden Iamaleava. There's another story out there, Tommy, from Front Office Sports, that Arkansas's Edge is trying to enforce the buyout clauses, not just with Iamaleava and others. Now, the interesting kind of thing about all of this when it comes to college sports, it's tied to mainly football and basketball, and I guess baseball to some extent. Those are just the main two that we discuss when the amount of money is being tossed around. This is not just an Arkansas thing. This is happening across other college campuses and universities, that student athletes have received contracts, signed contracts, gone about their business, and then left early from when the clause or whatever is supposed to be completed. Therefore, there are situations out there that are not as widely known as this Madden stuff, where other schools are just as tacked off as Arkansas are. Whether you donated, whether you're in the athletics department, whether you work for Arkansas Edge. And now it seems like there's some pushback from not just Hunter Yurachek, but we'll see what other athletic directors, Tommy, follow suit. Other Edge collective directors follow suit after this was, I think, one of the first public ones that were put out there yesterday.
$200,000? 200 biggins? Is that what you're telling me? This kid who hadn't played a game, this kid that hadn't done anything for your program, has already collected 200 large? Is that what I'm hearing? $200,000 you got to recoup for somebody that hasn't done jack squat. That's how the fans should feel right now. You want me to give you $100 a month, and you're giving someone that hasn't produced squat $200,000 during the offseason? That should be the reaction of most listening this morning. I'm not going to tell people how to think, but that's the part that's ridiculous. We're all out here busting our asses for a living, and you're asking us to donate to your collective, and some teenage kids getting $200,000 and leaves your program before doing anything? That should be the blowback most are giving the program right now.
Well, Bradford feels the exact same way as you do. He texted in on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I think, Tommy, I'm going to be honest, I think it's more than that. I think that's just what they're trying to get back. So I don't know how
you make a very good point.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not trying to get all the money. They're trying to get some of the money.
Justin saying,
and it's $200,000 for a kid that hadn't even laced it up yet.
And that's honestly, I mean, the going rate. I mean, you can ask RD this. You can ask other people in the know, Pete Nakos, whoever else. I mean, the going rate for 4-star quarterbacks probably in the $500,000 range. So, and depending on if it's drawn out over 2 years, if it's 1 year, whatever. Higher quarterbacks, 5 stars going over for mil. We're seeing other quarterbacks that are prominent in college football that have had success go for over 2. Carson Beck is apparently making 4. I think there's 1 or 2 other guys that are making that amount of money as well. But that's how it is in college football. I think the point you just made is accurate.
You should be angry.
Yes.
You should be angry. As
John
a fan,
Mountain Home.
You should be angry.
Hey, freaking men. Cody from Lavaca texting in. So you're calling me to ask to make donations, and a kid is making $200,000. It takes me 2 years to make that. You want some of my money to give the kids that don't even play a snap? No, I'm out. Seems like it's pretty widespread here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline this morning. So, and again, I feel strongly about this. He's going to keep some of the money he made, but that's just what they want back. So how much of a signing bonus, I'm putting air quotes, how much of a signing bonus did he get? We'll never know. I don't think that's ever going to become public. Like, we're not going to see the contract details, I don't believe. But it is something to be getting fired up a day after a What's Your Beef Wednesday here this morning. So that's the big news in college football, and Arkansas finds it kind of in the middle of it here on a Thursday, Tommy.
Yeah. All right, that's your opening drive. It's brought to you by the Fence Man, the company we trust when it comes to anything involving fencing, gates, and security fencing. Security fencing's been the big request right now. People wanting to feel more secure at work and at home, and maybe that 6-foot fence that you've been quoted elsewhere is just not making you feel like it's really taking care of your property. They can do 6, 8, 10-foot fences. If you've got a commercial or industrial site that needs razor wire around the top, they can do those type of installations. Or if you want powered automatic gates at home or work, the Fence Man does all of that. 782-3936 is the number. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
We're going to give our next guest, Tommy, a proper introduction. Why don't you introduce her this morning?
Well, we're glad to be a partner this year with Mercy. And Mercy's got great medical facilities in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And anyone who's a parent that's ever, brought life into the world, the last thing you want to know are the name or the words, or hear the words NICU. And Jenny Hassan with the Mercy Health Foundation is joining us now. They've got the Birdies for Babies coming up. It's they have a great golf event. It's May the 12th, right after the day after Mother's Day, coming up in just a couple of weeks. Jenny, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us. This is a great event that's a lot of fun. It's going to be at Hardscrabble Country Club in Fort Smith. And the whole purpose, and you could tell us a lot more, but is to raise money for the Level 3A NICU at Mercy Fort Smith, something that letters and numbers and a phrase that no parent of a newborn ever wants to hear, but when you need it, it's great to know you have that quality care right here.
Absolutely. We are so blessed. This golf tournament, Birdies for Babies Golf Classic, like you mentioned, is the day after Mother's Day. So we're so excited to be able to celebrate that. So this tournament benefits our maternal child services at Mercy, including our Level 3A NICU. And we are so blessed to have such an amazing facility so close to home, keeping families together. And like you said, no one wants to hear those words. I'm a mother myself, and fortunately, neither of my children had to go to the NICU, but having a baby at Mercy made me feel a lot more comfortable knowing that they had those facilities available if needed.
Yeah. I've had some family that went through this situation where their newborn needed to be in your facility. And they didn't have to drive an hour or 2 hours a day or stay in Little Rock for weeks on end. They were able to, stay in their own bed at home, come and stay and hold their baby all day and do what the doctors were advising, but still have the family unit around them, because that's traumatic for parents to go through that. It's scary. There's lots of fear, and to have your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your whatever near you, it's such a huge lift in support system.
Absolutely. It's not just being able to stay close to home, but it's having your support system with you.
Yeah.
We have an amazing partnership with the Ronald McDonald House, which for families that might not be in Fort Smith directly can also stay and be right there close to the baby as well. Actually our featured family this year was actually one of our own labor and delivery nurses, and she was able to, her daughter, Josie, was born at 34 weeks and spent 42 days in the NICU. And she had another child at home. And so she and her husband were fortunate to be able to stay at home while continuing to care for their son, while being able to come up and visit their daughter every single day while she was going through that journey. And I think it does a lot for our mental health as well, to be able to stay there. And like you said, with the support system, and then be able to care for them.
All right, May 12th, it's Monday. That's the event. Hardscrabble Country Club is one of the premier courses in our state, and it's going to be a fun place. Let's make sure this tournament's up to par. All right, are you going to feed me when I come out? If I come out to play and I buy a team, are you going to feed me?
Yes, we are all about the food, let me tell you. So we have morning and afternoon flights available. So come on out in the morning and you're going to get breakfast. You're also going to get lunch. So you get double the food. So I'm telling you. So we've got some great things planned there. I'm not going to spill too much of that yet, but yes, so we still have both of those flights available, but they are filling up fast.
Right,
Probably
so
our morning flight's
box.
filling up fast. Yes.
All right, so let me get to some other boxes we need to check. beer cart? Do we have a beer cart?
Absolutely. Are we on a golf course?
So we'll make sure this is a drinking tournament. So
Yes.
beer
So-
carts.
Yes,
they're
and
gonna
we're
have
even
food
going to
for you.
have our Sodies to You trailer is going to be out at the halfway house there at Hardscrabble, serving up a few special things. But then we're going to have our beverage carts driving around, serving as well.
All right, so we got the beer cart, we got the golf, we got the meals, and this one's for Ty. Long drive contest. Are we going to have that?
Absolutely. Yes, we have longest drive, closest to the pin. We are also we do have mulligans, and we do a par 5 buy up on a specific hole where you can tee off 150 yards up. And we used to call that the Bubba Drive, whoever had the longest drive at that time. And so we've also got something fun planned for possibly a putting contest as well. So, yeah.
All right, so if someone's listening, they've been in this event, or they want to, they believe in the cause, for whatever reason we have tripped their trigger this morning. How do they get to sign? You said there was just a few slots left in the morning and afternoon. How do they get a hold of you to get signed up?
Yeah, so there's multiple ways you can do that. You can give us a call at the office. Our number is 479-314-1133. Or you can go directly to our website and you can sign up there. And that is www.mercyhealthfoundation.net/birdies4babies. And the 4 is FORE.
Yeah, Ty knows how to say that word.
Yeah.
A lot. Once around, I don't know, at least once around. I've never played a round of golf without having to say it once.
Yes.
If you've not played Hardscrabble, this is going to be a real treat for you. Or if Hardscrabble's not in your normal route, get 3 other guys together, or gals together with you. Come out, because I've played in this event. It's a ton of fun. Jenny and her team take great care of you. I mean, you get your money's worth. That's
you
for
do,
sure.
and everybody that signs up to play, you all get prizes too. So we do a really nice Callaway golf shirt, along with some golf balls and a golf towel, and we do prizes for first, second, and third in each flight. So we've got lots of great prizes available.
Go.
I think you're going to be really excited for the prizes this year.
All right, 479-314-1133, 314-1133, or mercyhealthfoundation.net/birdies4babies. So you can
I like
sign
that.
up
We're going to start saying it like that.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Drag it out a little bit.
4 babies.
And
Four
we got
babies.
we got a text here from Cody and Lavacki. You did not have to be a member to sign up for the event. This event is open for everybody.
And that's really the beauty of it. I know, we're not all members, and it's a great opportunity to get out and play on an amazing course, because it is beautiful. And we are already praying for some good weather, so keep the good vibes coming for that.
Yeah. So, all right, that's Mercy's Birdies for Babies, May the 12th. And we are so proud to be a part of this. Jenny, we are proud to be partnered with you guys and spread the word. And we are looking forward to being there on May the 12th.
Well, we appreciate the support this year. I think this has been a great partnership, and we look forward to the future, too.
All right, Jenny Hassan, Mercy Health Foundation, and great cause to support the local NICU, and then give me the official, the maternal services.
Maternal child services, basically our labor and delivery.
Yep.
Because we have over close to 3,000 births at Mercy each year, which is incredible. So by far the largest in the area. So lots of opportunities there.
Jenny, I've got two groups of friends that are going to have their babies on the exact same day this year.
That's awesome.
So they're in August. They're really excited about that.
That is exciting.
So, well, cool. Well, Jenny, appreciate you stopping by and telling our audience just kind of about this great event. We're excited about it.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Jenny Hassan, folks.
Round of
applause. Well done. She didn't think she could do the interview. I think she was afraid of Ty more than anything.
That's fair. A lot of people are.
You busted me out there.
All right, Jenny, we'll see you on May 12th.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right, Birdies for Babies.
All right, Arkansas baseball gets it done yesterday, 4-0 against Little Rock. Nothing too crazy yesterday. You did go through a couple pitchers. I know that Dave Van Hoord talked about Colin Fisher and wanting to kind of play him this weekend, or pitch him this weekend, I should say. Used a couple other guys as well, Bybee, McIntyre. Nothing too out of the ordinary, Tony. They left a few guys in score. I say a few guys. I think they were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. End of the day, you get another shutout win. You had in Gainesville this weekend and a big game against the Gators, who are still hot right now. Now, SEC kind of weird. There was like 5 or 6 teams that lost midweek games this week prior to this weekend.
I'll be we'll get more into it. I went to the game last night. It was low energy, man. I mean, it didn't seem like much sense of urgency at all last night. So we'll get more into that as we roll through the morning here. It is 9:20. This is the Morning Rush. It's a Thursday, and we're glad you're here. If you haven't downloaded the Bet Saracen app, be sure and do that in the Apple app or Google Play Store. It's Arkansas's #1 sports betting app, and the place for all the odds on the NBA playoffs. I know a lot of you played the Masters a couple of weeks ago, and that's fun for you. There's lots of live betting and college baseball this weekend as well. It's Bet Saracen, the official sports betting app of the Morning Rush.
All right, and we also want to touch more on the NFL draft as we continue on this morning. There's some other news that we're going to get into. We're talking about with Arkansas and the Madden stuff. Also want to touch on where else is happening in the Southeastern Conference with something similar like that. Arkansas has got a few other transfers that are heading out the door, and there's some players that are looking at making Razorback football their next home as well. So we got a loaded show here this morning as we continue on this week. Tom, are you done? Okay, I guess he exited. All right, well,
I think they're fixing his Comrex.
Okay, I got you. I think his. I
see Zach in our frame of our live stream.
I think his equipment done. Also, there's a story out there that the Orioles with their streaming service had some issues where they accidentally overcharged their customers. Want to touch on that this morning. Yesterday was it would have been Ray Tomlinson's birthday. Ray Tomlinson admitted the email. He lived to 74 years old. I also want to jump in. What is your favorite email? I know that we all have our go-to, right? There's the company email that we have to abide by, and then there's the email we actually like. So is it Yahoo? Is it Outlook? Is it Gmail? Which one is it? We'll touch on that as we continue on. Hog update coming up. We're going to hear from Dave Van Horn, his thoughts on the 4-0 result yesterday. Vihiva Aloy hits his 16th of the year. Man, he's been dominating lately.
At the end of the day, as fans, that's what we care about more than really winning. Sometimes is do other people think we matter. More important than winning to some people.
You matter.
Yeah.
You matter to me.
Thank you.
This is the Morning Rush.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6 inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
4. This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $5,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Join us for the legendary adventure Mystery at the Forest on Saturday, April 26th. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center invites you to share this magical evening of excitement, mystery, and fun. If you are a business or individual looking to sponsor a heartfelt organization or to buy tickets, please text H2H Mystery to 44834 or call us at 479-452-2260. Heart to Heart's Mystery at the Forest, April 26th.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hit the greens for a meaningful cause at Mercy Fort Smith's Birdies for Babies Golf Classic on May 12th at Hardscrabble Country Club. This 4-person scramble features morning and afternoon tee times, with all proceeds benefiting maternal child services and our Level 3A NICU, helping keep families close to home. Enjoy a great day of golf while helping provide essential care for moms and babies right here in the community. Sign up today at mercyhealthfoundation.net/birdies for babies or call 479-314-1133 for more information.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Picture it. It's a day like any other. You're stuck in traffic on Rogers Avenue during rush hour. You're just ready to get home and relax with your family. And then, just like that, your life can change in an instant. And you're going to need a lawyer to make it right. I'm Phil Votaw with Phil Votaw & Associates. If this happens to you, call me, 479-434-6200, or online at votawlaw.com. I'm Phil Votaw, and you've never met a lawyer like me.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials.
We do have awesome lunch specials Monday through Friday. We've got any small pizza for $7.99. You can also order a salad with it. Great In-N-Out special for a quick lunch.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart, we keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
The Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, Woo Big Suey. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Over 2-1. Aloy drives it the other way. Hanging breaking ball over the right field fence. Home run number 16 for Vahiba Aloy. And that is the 30th home run that Aloy has hit at Arkansas. Hawks lead 3-0.
How about that? His 16th of the year for Vahiba Aloy. So listen to this. He's up for the Golden Spikes right now, the way he's playing, both offensively and defensively. Leads the team with runs, 61, hits 69, doubles with 15, the 16 home runs, extra base hits with 32, and total bases 133. 4. He is having himself a whale of a season, Tommy, and it continues, and it continued last night against the Little Rock Trojans.
Let me tell you, that game, and we'll talk about the game and that home run that he rocketed out. But you know the coolest thing he did last night? When the game was over, they had a kids run the bases event where the kids could come out of the stands, line up on the first base side, come out there by the camera well, and run the bases. While the kids are doing that, the team is meeting out in short right. And when that meeting breaks up, Aloy gets in line, and I couldn't get my phone out quick enough to get a photo or a video when I noticed this. He's about a second base. Before he went into the dugout and into the clubhouse, he made a lap or two around the path, the base path with the kids. That was maybe the coolest thing beyond the, but even in front of the home run, I saw him do last night. It was really awesome, and the kids, you could tell the kids loved it.
You know, those kids will remember that moment for the rest of their lives. That running the bases.
I'm glad I stayed a little bit after the game, was chit chatting. The game was over at 8:00.
He was networking.
That was really cool. So yeah.
We got a text from Quentin in Clarksville here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. What is the better Aloy comparison? Is it Heston Kerstad or Andrew Benintendi? I guess, Andrew played center field. Heston played first and DH. So I don't know what the comparison is. Like defensively, he's Jalen Battles, recent memory, really good defensive shortstop. He's nowhere near as good as Vahiva is hitting the baseball. I don't know why. He says home run wise. That's the comparison. Andrew hit 20 plus. I don't remember, and I think Heston did too. I don't know if he's going to be close to a single season record or anything like that, but he's having, again, a tremendous season and doing it for the kids too. This is not, remember, this is not an in-state kid either. This is a kid a Hawaii kid, goes to Sacramento State, then comes to Arkansas, struggles a little bit to start last season, and then has just been the most consistent player for this team all season long, Tommy.
Yeah, and game was kind of low energy last night. Didn't seem like it had a lot of sense of urgency. Maybe that comes from winning 10-0 the night before. Maybe it comes because they know they're getting on a plane to go to Florida today. Maybe I don't know. But I was talking to someone else sitting in the ballpark last night that I wasn't sitting with, and they felt the same way, that they're just kind of going through the motions, ho-hum. I mean, you did enough to win the game, but it certainly wasn't one last night where you felt like you certainly weren't on the edge of your seat, and it certainly wasn't high-flying, tons of highlights. I mean, I think a lot of people were hoping they'd bust the game open there in the middle innings and the thing would be over in 7. But it's a light crowd last night. But I'm going to tell you, it was kind of a low-energy night at the ballpark, but the Razorbacks win, and they never felt threatened in that game either.
Thank goodness we don't ever do that in the morning rush, just go through the motions.
No.
We give you our all every single day here from 9 to 11. We gave you some football news early in the show with Matt and Emali. We'll come back to that in a little bit, but do want to mention Ashdown's own Shamar Easter and then Juju Pope have entered the transfer portal, according to a couple guys at 24/7 Sports. Didn't see much from Shamar last season, caught one pass for 16 yards. And then I don't even know if Juju got on the field this past season. So now I think, what's that number at, Colton? Is it 4 or 5 now? You got Quinn Murphy, you've got Zuri Madison, Ledbetter. I think it's 5, and those two guys, the number of players that are out.
5 is the count that I have.
And then 4 guys currently that have been signed with this class. Apparently, you're hosting a couple kids here in these next few days, including Texas wide receiver Jonte Cook, or I should say former wide receiver. That was a position, Tommy, that I know Sam Pittman has touched on the offseason, that they might add a piece or two at wide receiver.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting just to follow along, see what happens nationally. I know this. This news we kind of started the show with. I got a note from somebody says that the $200,000 we were talking about earlier, that's his buyout. That's what he owes. 50% of what was left on his contract.
So $400K.
They need to be screaming that. I'll scream that some more. I want to make sure I'm right, but that's not something that you were just reading. So it's 50% of what was left on his contract. But still do the math on that. That's a lot more money than I think a lot of us realize. And I think that's what's going to come out, not just at Arkansas, but schools like Tennessee, schools like Bama, where this is going to happen and play out time and time and time again. These numbers aren't going to resonate with most fans. And I don't care if if your last name's Walton, if your last name's Tyson. If you don't think $300,000 or $400,000 is a lot of money, even for those folks, go ask them for $100. Go ask him for $1,000 and see how far you get.
Save your pent-up energy. Unleash it next segment. That's your hog update brought to you by Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, it's 9:34 here on the Morning Rush. What do you think about all this? You can call or text us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. 877-377-6963 is the number to get a hold of us here this morning. Last night, stayed at the Inn at the Mill. Great place. Went to the ball game. 10-minute drive over from the ballpark to the Inn at the Mill at the Johnson exit 69. Check-in was a snap. Didn't take a minute. In my room and sound asleep on that comfortable bed. Had that air conditioning cranked down to about 70 degrees. It was great. If you're looking for a home base in Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill is the place. 479-443-1800 or online at innatthemill.com.
More of the Morning Rush. Daily Question is next.
I think it's your girlfriend called.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6-inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
I want to hear you. Go ahead.
You're fired. This is the Morning Rush.
It's time for the Rath Rod Replacement Sale at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, bring in your old car and get a
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Sandy White Perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Taco Bell brought back crispy chicken nuggets, and I can't believe how good they are.
Why can't you believe it?
Because you're Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Yeah, but a taco place can do nuggets, right?
Yeah, the Hidden Valley Fire Ranch is awesome.
Okay, they're good, but we're not a chicken place.
When did you guys become a chicken place?
Can't a taco place do good nuggets? Are we not allowed to do both?
What do you mean?
You think it's cool to do both, right? Why are you looking at me like that?
Are they okay?
I don't think so.
We're totally a taco place that's a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
So let's take you back to the concrete streets. Original beats and real live MCs. Playground tactics, a rabbit and a hat trick.
Introducing the Azalea
So let's
Collection.
take you back to the concrete streets. Original beats and real live MCs. Playground
Performance
tactics, a
polo,
rabbit
koozies,
and a hat
hoodies.
trick.
Built for comfort.
So let's
Made
take you back to the concrete streets.
Check out our
Original
latest
beats and
drop.
real live MCs.
Throwback.com.
Playground tactics. So let's take you back to the concrete streets. Original beats and real live MCs. Playground tactics, a rabbit and a hat trick. Just act classic.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're into the home stretch for NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NHL, and UFC, BetOnline remains the number one online source for all your sports wagering information. In between games, head over to BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 47.
Incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
All right, I want to go back to the news of Madney Lueva. I know I probably didn't nail that last name, but the point being that the university is trying to exercise the buyout clause in the contract, calling for $200,000. I was talking with someone that's got closer details during the break that had heard my earlier rant. I want to make sure I had it all just right. The kid probably had about a $500,000 deal. He had received about $100,000, but the contract language calls for a $200,000 buyout of his contract. Doesn't mean he has received $200,000 to this point. It's probably about half of that. So the university actually is trying to exercise their option that would get more back to the university than he's actually been paid at this point. We'll see how that plays out. Point is, in 90 days, he still made about $100,000, which should, my point of the anger and how it should still, wrangle you up. I think it's still valid with the average fan. They're asking to give to the NIL. All right, am I on solid footing so far, Ty? I don't know why I'm asking you, but I'm going to ask you.
You'd be better asking
Clay, am I on solid footing here? Am I on solid footing with that line of thinking? Am I too far out there? So here's the Morning Rush Daily question. Learning these dirty details and this little peek behind the curtain we're getting right now of the ugly side of all of this. The real money, because I still think in a lot of our minds we think, well, most of these kids are getting, $4,000 or $5,000 a month. They're getting, they're getting kind of a standard wage or living for a lot of people, making $4,000 or $5,000 a month. And now we're learning it's $15,000 or $20,000 a month in a lot of cases for a player who hadn't even played. Mm-hmm. Does the Morning Rush Daily question, does that make you less likely, less willing, less interested in helping the collective, in donating $100 a month, or does this affect your opinion at all?
This is a text on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. To your point, this is from Jason in Drasco. Where's Drasco, Arkansas, Tommy?
I'd have to look.
Okay. Jason, no disrespect. You're just gonna have to tell me. I've canceled my $100 a month donation this morning. I'm a truck driver that works 60 to 70 hours a week. I'm not doing this anymore until they get a handle on the situation. Sounds like the university needs a Doge watchdog. I think we sometimes just assume that people follow this stuff as intently and as closely as we do from time to time. But like when this story is widely spread and widely known, then Arkansas fans will or maybe look into it more in depth, or they listen to us more in depth, and then that kind of their ears get sucked in. You do? Where is it?
Yeah,
at?
it's up there by the golf course. That's got that really nasty par 3 that goes down the hill.
That
it's up there by Heber Springs. Up there by Heber Springs.
Okay.
It's up there by Heber Springs. I'm trying to remember the name of the golf course. They got this par 3 that is like 200 yards, but it's straight down a cliff. It is nasty. The green's about as wide as this table I'm broadcasting from.
Oh, so not good. All right.
No, it's no fun at all.
I think
that's where Drasco's at.
My whole thought
Fairfield Bay, that area.
So, like, when you think about the longtime tradition of people donating to the University of Arkansas, Frank Broyles was a mastermind of getting and raising money and doing different things, built up some great relationships over the years. And based on some people that I talked to that have had a bit of wealth and that respect the heck out of him, there was a thought out there that Frank...
And did what? What was that last part?
Respect.
And what goes along with respect?
Trust.
So when you gave your money, you weren't just giving it to the university, you were giving it to Frank
Tannenbaum Golf Course.
Tannenbaum, yeah. That's
okay. Thank you, Caleb and Pangberg. But I think the point I'm trying to make is like that Frank was gonna do right by you.
Exactly.
And this is so Hunter's in a situation where he can never live up to that figure, that legend, that former athletics director. So even when he does something good, it's just, Frank would have done better. Frank would have done this. And that's unfair at times. But
you don't know what Frank would be doing in this. Coach Broyles would be doing what he had to do to compete.
Yeah, and in this situation, I feel like, because you've talked about it when it comes to big wigs and donors, it's like, well, why am I donating all this money if we just wasted it on this kid? And so Hunter puts out that statement earlier this week, not just directed at Madden or any other player on the roster, but to his own group of supporters and people that donate heavy amounts of money to this university. And so my thought process is, if I'm someone with like a lucrative checkbook and that it can spend and afford that, I want to know that whether it's Hunter Yurachek, who rightly or wrongly is always going to be the one that's associated with Arkansas Edge, even though he's technically not the director, or whoever their fourth or fifth director is now in the head of that, that you're going to make the right investments. Like when I give my money to my financial advisor each and every month, who's a college friend and who I watched in college be as frugal as I've ever seen a human be and as smart with his money, I'm like, I can trust this kid moving forward. I was an idiot. I think that's pretty easy to guess. But
his job isn't to be frugal with your money. His job is to make your money grow.
Yes, which he has, but
it's setting your household budget.
Exactly, but which he has, and that's how I think fans, if they're going to donate to the Edge Collective, they want to see this football team, this basketball team, this baseball team grow. And even if it's a little bit, even if it's $100 a month, like Jason is donating, he doesn't want to see it lit on fire like it apparently was in this Madden situation.
Well, and that's the question. Does this turn you off? Does this sour your taste for this? Does it breach your trust? How much trust I don't think that the day where you trusted in Frank Broyles and that athletic department, it's not nearly as high as it was 30 or 40 years ago. And I think that's true with many walks of life. That's nothing that Hunter Yurachek or anyone over there. I just think we're all more skeptical today than we were, in 1985, 1995 even. But you know what cures all of this? You know what makes all of this conversation go away? A 9 or 10 win season. You just go win, and then we don't care how much they're getting, because at the end of the day, that's what we want. But we really don't want to know how the sausage is made.
But that's a pipe dream. They're not. I mean,
what is
that they're going to win 9 or 10 games this year?
But I didn't say they were. I said, you know what makes all of this conversation go away, and people lower their guard and not care about all the dirty details. You take the dirty details and you turn them into 9 or 10 wins.
Yeah, and I didn't see, for example, anyone when Arkansas won against St. John's or when they should have won against Texas Tech. I didn't hear NIL mentioned one time about the $10 million plus rosters. Yeah, that is accurate. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. I'll tell you who's going to do right by the investment you make. Is Christian Olsen and Nate Garahan. Whether it's $30 per bay during certain hours of the day during the week, or just $50 per hour per bay on weekends. I mean, you can take advantage of awesome deals. It's not per person, it's per bay. So it's an awesome deal. State-of-the-art facility in Northwest Arkansas, 122 Grant Place in Wool. Lowell, 479-487-3622. Tommy was talking about Tannenbaum course. I don't know if Tannenbaum's on one of the over 1,000 courses you can play, but Augusta National is. There's plenty of other professional courses, majors that you can play at Kart Pass Social. Go to kartpasssocial.com or check out their social media as well on Facebook and on Instagram. That's Kart Pass Social. It's always BYOB at Kart Path Social. On the subject of someone not doing right by a fan, Tommy, have you? Colton knows this story, but have you heard what happened with the Baltimore Orioles organization and their streaming service?
Tell me about it.
Earlier this is a story. I think it was in Bro Bible. Earlier this week, their streaming service.
How did I miss it?
Launched. It got in action by MASN Plus. It's basically a platform gives you a chance to watch Orioles games.
Regional network.
Yeah, without a subscription. It's either $19.99 a month or $89.99 a year. Here's the issue: instead of that organization, whether it's through the channel, the regional network, or whatever, they charged Orioles fans $8,999 accidentally this week. Now that money was since returned, but imagine, like, this is why some people are terrified of auto pay, right? Is because you think that you trust to whatever organization that you owe money to, electric bills, phone bills, subscription bills for television or anything else, and they make one clerical error. You get an overdraft charge and a half, Tommy. I don't know what, I don't know how many
paying
people.
That.
Yeah, I mean, just
I'll be calling Jackie Mock.
That'll be a situation where I think a lot of fans. But I was laughing my you know what off this morning just reading this. Like, my goodness gracious, I can't imagine how I would go into shock if I saw $8,999 withdrawn from my bank account.
Didn't you do this once, though, on a Venmo? Like, you hit one extra zero and you paid a buddy, and he held it hostage just
for the rest of dinner. Yeah, he did. I owed him $8.60 for dinner back in college at Burrito Loco on MLK. He received $860 from me, which at the time was half.
Venmo didn't laugh at you when you put in $860.
Yeah, which at the time was half my bank account. I think I had $1,500 or $1,600 in my checking account.
You were doing well.
I mean, yeah.
Well-heeled college student.
I had a couple jobs in school, but it was one of those situations where I was freaking out. And Saban wouldn't give me my money back. He finally did. He's a good friend. I paid him back, I guess, years later by not going to his wedding, but.
That's rewarding.
He probably looks at him and Kylie both look at that as a reward. Either way, thought that was a funny story for the Baltimore Orioles fans. Now I'm a little scared of auto pay, Tommy. I have everything on auto pay.
I've always been scared of auto pay.
Do you not look at your credit card statements and bank balances each month where it's like,
but they can still mess them up. Yes, I have several things that we have now put on auto pay, but I watch them.
Does it terrify you?
Terrify me. I mean, but. It's just a hassle. I worry about things that eat up my time that I get nothing. This is one thing that if you're in Boston and you got this subscription, now you've got to spend time on it. And that's time you won't get back. It's what I call a time suck. It just sucks up your time for nothing.
Like mowing the lawn? You've talked about that.
I mean, you get something out of that at least. At least your lawn's mowed, and you didn't have to pay someone to do it. But you're going to have to straighten out this charge and get it reversed and get it all right, and maybe have to clean up a bunch of other stuff that went NSF, non-sufficient funds. I mean, yeah, it just eats up your time, and in the end, you got nothing to show for it.
It's the office space glitch that happened to the Orioles is what Brandon and Paris calls it this morning.
Hey, adventure doesn't wait on you. Neither should you wait on adventure. Start your journey today at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer. That's Wheels RV right here in Northwest Arkansas. Hey, I don't care if your family's two or if you got a crew full. They got the right RV and fifth wheel for you and your budget. Wheels RV has new travel trailers and fifth wheels to help you explore the great outdoors. And with their exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Go by and see them 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hour number 2 coming up. Tom Murphy set to join us. What are his thoughts on this Madden Iamaliava situation?
Doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us at 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Mega Millions now has better odds, bigger prizes, and the highest starting jackpot in America. Top prizes start at $50 million and increase rapidly until someone wins. What else is new? How about no more break-even prizes? Win anywhere from 2 to 10 times your bet. And the multiplier? It's no longer an add-on. Mega Millions is always $5 per play, bells and whistles included. Play today in stores or on the go. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6-inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
This is The Morning Rush.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
It's time for the Rath rod replacement sale at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, bring in your old car and get up to $3,750 above appraised market value for your trade. Take advantage of over $20,000 in recent price reductions on our road-ready certified pre-owned inventory, inspected and reconditioned in our on-site Meineke Car Care Center and backed by a comprehensive warranty. It's the Rath rod replacement sale all this month at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
I have enough trouble deciding what's for lunch. Imagine how stressed I was during the home buying process. Thankfully, Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, took the reins.
That's right, Ty. Buying or selling a home is the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. I have years of experience and proven expertise that help guide you through the process.
All my female friends love my house. I'm not kidding either.
Trust me like Ty did to guide you through every step of the way. Call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. Big decisions, simple solutions.
Save 10% on your weekday stay at Big Cypress Lodge inside the Memphis Pyramid. Big Cypress Lodge and Bass Pro Shops are celebrating 10 years of adventure in Memphis, and you can save big. Enjoy on-demand shuttle service to explore downtown, complimentary tickets to the Sky High Ride, plus rooms overlooking Bass Pro Shops. Book your stay today to camp inside the iconic Memphis Pyramid at big-cypress.com and save big on your next weekday stay. Savings vary, not valid on current reservations, excludes holidays. Prices do not include tax and resort fee.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. How about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Dr. Charlie Liggett with River Valley Smile Center. We dial 782-8940.
Coach Todd Holland, head baseball coach of the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. I call 782-8940.
Stay cool this summer with a York high-efficiency HVAC unit. Or for more information on endless hot water and high-efficiency tankless water heaters, give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny sky. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be into the upper 70s with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Continuing to see some scattered showers and storms tonight, an overnight low in the low 60s. And then occasional showers and storms for Friday, a high back in the upper 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Colorworks. Whether it's the weather or just life, call Andy at Colorworks Paint and Body for all your auto body repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair.
RX Paris Fort Smith. This is the Morning Rush, only on ESPN 95.3.
Whoa! Well, Ty, it's a golden star.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
Billy Ray Smith was selected by San Diego, projected as a linebacker out of Arkansas.
Denver's first-round selection, Steve Atwater, defensive back, Arkansas.
21st selection in the 2005 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Matt Jones, wide receiver, Arkansas.
The Atlanta Falcons select Jamal Anderson, defensive end, Arkansas.
With the fourth pick in the 2008 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select Darren McFadden. The Philadelphia Eagles have traded the 18th pick to the Tennessee Titans. With the 18th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Traylon Wirfs, wide receiver, Arkansas.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Tommy, I know you keep up to date on Twitch, so you know about what was said about Traylon Burks, correct?
That he's going to be a future Hall of Famer?
No. So Miami quarterback, there's occasionally things are said about like just different players, different guys that are, whether it's the NBA draft, NBA, NFL, NBA draft, whatever else. But Cam Ward was caught on Twitch saying that he feels like that Traylon Burks is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, leading people to believe that he's going to be selected by the Tennessee Titans with their pick, considering their quarterback situation. I know we're concerned with guys that are coming off the board here in these next couple days: Landon Jackson, Andrew Armstrong, Isaac Tesla, hopefully Eric Gregory and Jaquindon Jackson's name as well. Tommy, do we see Landon sneaking in the first round tonight? Is he getting one of those late picks, or is he a day two guy in your opinion?
You've been following a lot of the mocks. I mean, I listen to a little bit of what Kuiper says, but I'm not a stay up late at night reading over mock drafts guy. I think you and your fantasy football buddies probably do some of that, but Landon's got all the tangibles. He's got what you're looking for. So would it surprise me if he's a first round pick? Absolutely not.
I hope he ends up. Day two, I would be very surprised if he made it all the way to Saturday. I think he's day two guy for sure. But again, performed well at the combine. I was talking with Jacob Morris of Pictorial Nation about this. It's kind of like Andrew Armstrong and Isaac Tesla are like two different scenarios. So Andrew was fantastic in the Southeastern Conference, has all the accolades to go along with his success, but is not didn't have this incredible combine. Isaac tested really well in whether high jump, in the 40, like he's got all these things that are attractive to NFL scouts. So it's like, hey, what you do? And he had a decent season. It wasn't Andrew's season, but I know there's always the back and forth. It's like, oh, do you go on measurables? Do you go on game film? This is why we're not in NFL front offices, Tommy, when it comes to determining who's the best pick for certain franchises.
And how much did Landon get game planned out? And what I mean by that, double teamed throughout, the snaps he was on the field. The NFL, they don't, that is not as much of the game plan where you got to whip the man across from you. Landon Jackson's good, but he faced a lot of double teams throughout the course of this season just because offensive coordinators knew I take this guy out with Arkansas, I neutralize him as a threat, and that makes my day and my quarterback's day a whole lot easier. I think Landon's going to be just fine. He's got everything, like you said, you're looking for in size, strength, and speed.
Landon's married, but which girlfriend makes headlines tonight in the first round? If CeeDee Lamb's girlfriend who tried to take his phone years ago, Will Levis's girlfriend, which girl? I know you follow this closely. You monitor it. Which girlfriend's making headlines tonight when her boyfriend comes off the NFL draft, Tommy? I know you got the list in front of you.
You chuckle, but this is a serious question for you. That's the concern. This is the part of the draft you're actually
intrigued by, just a little bit.
Ty, you can always tell which girlfriends are the hometown ones that probably won't make it to that second contract.
Like Russell Wilson's
may not make it to the first contract.
Like Russell Wilson's first girlfriend. Oh my gosh! All right, Tom Murphy coming up.
The things that really matter. Hey, have you missed it last night? Every Wednesday night is Kids Night at Joe's Grill and Cantina. They got a delicious meal for the kids for just $5. So, Mom, Dad, if you're looking for a bargain, Wednesday nights, put Joe's on your calendar. It's the place to be. Plus, the kids will love the coloring contest and the kids karaoke. Cool prizes, and the kids can be the star of the show with the kids karaoke. And they've had really good participation in crowds with this. So, something fun for the kids. Weather's getting better. They got the patio outside and $5 meals for the kids every Wednesday night at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Hey, come for the food, stay for the fun. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps in Fort Smith.
And since he's been on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, patiently waiting, Arkansas has gotten a commit. This recently, Tom, being reported by your colleague Richard Davenport at Whole Hog Sports and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, that Trevor Jackson has committed to the Razorbacks for his official visit. I know there's some other quarterback news that we're going to get to concerning Arkansas, but adding to a room that had 3 scholarship guys, now it sounds like you got a 4th, depending on if Trevor ends up signing with Arkansas.
Yeah, good morning, guys. I guess Arkansas felt like, from a numbers standpoint, they needed to do that. But Blake Boda, I believe, is also on scholarship, so I think it would take them to 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, gets it at that point. Tom, like quarterback-wise, I know Talon is the guy that everyone's excited about, and I know you've obviously been doing some other things during spring ball, but from what you can tell from Sam Pittman and also Bobby Petrino, how excited are they for KJ Jackson and maybe the growth that he's gone through since arriving in Fayetteville?
Oh, very much so. I mean, during part of spring, Madden Iamaleava's quick release, really nice release and a good ball. But KJ, they're high on him. They think if they needed to put him in a game, that he would be every bit as capable as what Malachi Singleton was last year. And it's so interesting when you come away from a Bobby Petrino press conference, and we got him for like 27 minutes in spring. There's so much material, so much information you get, and he was pretty open about several things. Obviously being very high on Madden Iamaleava, but KJ, he's got a beautiful left-handed ball. I think he could be a very capable runner. We haven't seen as much of that as we do with Talon with the ones. But redshirt freshman, obviously there'd be some growing pains and teams would throw stuff at him, he'd have to compute and all. But working under Petrino, I think you see a guy who would not be intimidated and could move the ball.
Yeah. Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette with us here on the Morning Rush. The question is, where do you go and what do you do, and how quickly could someone come in and really grasp a hold to be a good 2 or a 3 behind Talon Green, in understanding Bobby Petrino's offense? I mean, from what I've read from those that got to watch a little closer, I don't know if the word vanilla is an accurate depiction, but it's closer to that than maybe some of the adjectives you'd like to use, and kind of where they're at right now with this offense, at least through the open spring practices, a lot of people got to witness. Very basic, well, I would say would be one way to describe it.
Well, and this is more of what Bobby Petrino talked about, was that his dad taught him early on you've got to be good at something. So they know the RPO game, some of the play action stuff. They're good at that. So they weren't going to throw the whole playbook out there in spring. They were going to get good at something and then branch out from there. And it's like he said, when Malachi Singleton came into the game, there were certain packages they were going to run, and that's all they ran. And it paid off with that one key drive against Tennessee that won the game. And when Malachi Singleton was in for a lot of the second half against Ole Miss, they moved the ball. Now, the game was out of hand, but it doesn't change the fact Ole Miss had a pretty stout defense that kept them down in the first half, and Malachi Singleton moved the ball in the second half. So I have no doubt that there's a package for K.J. Jackson if they needed to in week 2, week 3. Hopefully he gets playing time in week 1 against Alabama A&M. Who knows if he gets playing time in week 2 against Arkansas State. But by week 3, they're on the road at Ole Miss. If he had to come in, I feel certain there is a package they feel very comfortable with running K.J. Jackson that would give, defenses something to think about. But, that also K.J. Jackson will be very confident in running.
Tom, what did you see from the special teams? And I know you didn't get to see as much, but where do you think we're at with place kicking and particularly field goal and field goal range coming out of spring? I know there are two different kickers that Sam Pittman and Scott Fountain were trying to work through spring practice.
Right. Well, let's just start with punting. I think Devin Bell could be among the very best in the country. He didn't have enough punts last year to qualify, or he would have been 7th or 9th, something like that. They were 9th in net punting. Kicking, Scott Starzik comes in with, I think he was the number 1 rated kicker, prep signee by some service, but he didn't have a good scrimmage the day, the second to last Saturday of spring. I think he was 2 for 6. Kicking in the stadium is a different deal. Kicking under pressure situations, different deal. If they can get 70, 75% kicks from him, they're doing fine. Last year to start the season, not having a good kicker, I think cost them the Oklahoma State game. The erratic nature of the kicking early on. So I just think a kid of his stature, he's going to be mentally tough, and I feel certain that they'll be okay with kicking. I don't think they'll fall to like 60%.
Tom Murphy with us, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, joins us every Tuesday and Thursday here on the Morning Rush. Tom, the Madden stuff continues. According to Pete Nakos of On3, that they are trying to get about $200,000 back from him. I know there's more to that story, but do you ultimately think the Edge Collective is able to get some of this money back from a former Arkansas recruit and signee?
Well, great question. It's in the hands of the lawyers, but I do like that Hunter Yurachek basically took a stand. We have to fulfill our end of these contracts, and so we expect the same from you. I think the good thing from the Arkansas standpoint was that, these are more loaded toward the back end, and I'm not saying I know the details of Madden Iamaleava's contract, but there's more monthly pay in season. So the fact that he left before the season started, saved them some money. But clearly, based on this reporting, they felt like, they got more pay out. They've paid more to Madden Iamaleava than what he gave them. I don't know if it's going to get delayed to the point where when revenue sharing kicks in, it changes the nature of this. But I applaud Arkansas for being out there on the forefront. As they've been on some other topics, like coaches with losing records and buyouts, that, look, we're going to enforce our end of this deal as well. So we'll see how it plays out. Ultimately, I'm not sure, but it's going to be in the hands of the lawyers and the courts.
Do we see, even maybe the rest of this week, do we see other stories popping out like this? Like I saw one on Chad Baker-Mazara and what might be happening there. Do you think a lot of ADs fall in the footsteps of what Hunter did this week?
I certainly hope they do. Look, the players have gotten a lot of great rights, and I was an advocate of them getting paid. But this thing got crazy fast, and they have to understand. I mean, they're 20, 21 years old and stuff, sometimes younger, but these are contracts, and yeah, I mean, they're having to pay taxes in some cases, in many cases, and they're having to fulfill the obligations. And if you're going to play big boy ball, then you have to understand the rules, and so do their agents. It got so wild so fast that it's a little bit out of control, and I would like to see more enforcement. Hey, is that me being an old man? Stay off my lawn?
Well,
maybe a little bit, but enforce the contract.
But here's the deal, Tom. And before anyone goes to, having sympathy that you're picking on this 18, 19, 20-year-old kid, who's negotiating these deals? It's not the player. It's their dad. It's their uncle. It's their agent. It's their handler. It's a team of people that require now the university to hire a high-priced general manager to come in and deal with it, because that's beyond the scope of what you should really be asking a football coach to do. So you're not exactly negotiating with the kid all along. You're negotiating with his team of people. So holding this group of people, because that's what you're really negotiating with and dealing with, to a standard that's in the contract language, I don't have any sympathy at all for that. That's exactly how it should be. That's how it's done in the real world, and this shouldn't be any different.
That's a great point. And look, I don't know what the nature of people representing the players is like now. If they're legitimate agents, that are used to this kind of stuff, or guys who are like, and there was an interesting line. I think this was in Brandon Marcello's CBS Sports piece, that schools had been reluctant to try to make sure these players and their agents were fulfilling the obligations of the contract because of bad publicity, what that could mean in recruiting. But if more and more of them do it, then it's not the same. So I agree with you. It's not the kids; it's the people who represent them that ultimately is who Arkansas and these other schools are dealing with.
Yep. So holding their feet, and listen, it's part of life. You sign that first lease or rent agreement on that first apartment when you're 18 or 19. You start paying for your car insurance. I mean, you're getting big boy money. There's big boy expectations.
Absolutely true, man. And, I think as time goes on, and we'll see what happens with the revenue sharing, because it looks like it's just the roster size settled. Roster size issue is settled. It looks like this House versus NCAA is going to become official, and July 1st, opens up a new world with revenue sharing.
And just real quick on that, because I've read a few things and it's somewhat confusing. I don't know if you've had time to figure it all out, but if you're grandfathered in, is kind of how I was reading. If you're on the current roster, but then the number will be reduced, but I'm not exactly certain how, you got a walk-on or a kid that's on paying his own way that's number 112 on the roster. I didn't read it like he was going to be immediately cut. Am I right or wrong on that?
Well, I'm not certain, Tommy, and the details are still to be worked out, but the judge apparently has said that they're concerned that if there are roster caps, that kids who are on current rosters, okay, so if they cap it at 105, and roughly Division I rosters roughly were about 128, so there's 23 kids per school, roughly, that would be affected. And so they just want to make sure that those kids basically aren't cut and they don't lose their whatever pay whatever scholarship or NIL thing they were due, that those kids aren't just cut loose. And, that's a show of compassion by the judge, but I'm sure it's going to get ironed out, because to me, of all the topics that are out there, that's one that can be resolved. I don't think it's super costly for each school, but I'm sure it'll be resolved. In July 1, we're going to be talking about a whole different deal on what schools are doing with revenue sharing.
All right. Good stuff, Tom. Glad to hear from you again twice this week. It's been a thrill, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Yep. Good luck to all the guys in the draft tonight. See y'all.
Yeah. We didn't even get to baseball in Florida and Arkansas this weekend with Tom. We'll wrap that up with him on Tuesday. Tom with us from Whole Hog Sports and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Brought to you this morning by Mock Legal Solutions. They've opened a second location in Sallisaw, Oklahoma. It's right across from the courthouse, serving Sequoia and LaFleur counties. So if you're listening in Sallisaw or Vian or Roland or Muldrow or even Poteau, get to Sallisaw for great legal representation with Jackie Mock and her team. They not only handle divorce and family law matters, but car wrecks, slips and falls, dog bite cases, Jackie's got over 13 years of experience handling all kinds of matters. And, if you want a bulldog, someone's going to go after it and represent you, Jackie's the one. And they also understand, hey, we don't have a big retainer laying around in the checking account. That's probably why we're having these conversations. They work with you on that. They work with you on flat fees and low down payments and payment plans as well. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com, M-O-C-K, mocklegalsolutions.com, or call 479-769-1505.
Evidently, Trevor Jackson has not just committed but signed with Arkansas, according to the social media post I'm seeing. So Arkansas, again, adding to its quarterback situation on that. We'll come back to the Madden stuff. I think there's more to get to when it comes to that conversation. But you referenced the Florida game. I was cracking up what Brent Iredale had to say about it coming up.
Hot weather. I was in Florida before I went to my junior college, and it was very humid. It rained basically every week, every afternoon. But I know it gets warm and sweaty down there, so I got to take a bunch of batting gloves with me.
Thought that was kind of funny. Dave kind of added to it.
It's not Florida 90 that we're going to see and humid.
It's gonna be a hot one this weekend in Gainesville, Tommy. And not only is the weather hot, but Florida's won a good chunk of games lately, and Dave Van Horn kind of added to that what they're facing in the Gators.
Yeah, it's going to be a major challenge. It's one of the games before the season started. We were like, wow, this stretch is going to be amazing, and it starts, going to Georgia week 5 and then coming home playing A&M. Now, you think A&M struggled a little bit, and they have, but they've been playing really well the last 3 weeks. And now you look at Florida, they'd won 7 or 8 in a row until they lost on Sunday to Mississippi State. They had already won the series. They ruled somebody last night. So we're getting exactly what we thought we were going to get before the season started, a really talented team with good arms and a lot of offense. And we know what we're going into and see if we can handle it.
Huge weekend because you know what's ahead. I know Florida isn't ranked, and I know what their record is, but Ty, this is not going to be an easy try this weekend. Hey, tomorrow morning, you're not going to be around, but I'm going to be at AAA Business Systems. You're taking guess what? He's got another wedding, folks. Not going to be here. You're going to be gone for a wedding. I'll be slaving over a hot microphone. Me and Colton and Clay will be along tomorrow. We're going to be live at AAA Business Systems. Their grand opening and customer appreciation is tomorrow. It's from 11 to 2. We're glad to be there with them throughout this festivity. They're having a fish fry, so come by for fish and hush puppies and French fries and all the fixings that go along with it, even delicious fried pies that they'll be having. Door prizes, and I know they got a long list of some great stuff they're giving away, so come by and see them. If you are the person in the office that deals with your copy machine, office machines, postage, and a lot more, even your IT services, AAA Business can help you with all of that. Tomorrow at AAA Business Systems, new location in Van Buren, 120 North 30th Street. Come by and see us tomorrow. AAA Business Systems in Van Buren, 120 North 30th Street, just off Kibler.
So we've talked about the Madden Iamaleava story a few times already this morning. Is that happening elsewhere? We're going to share a story coming up here in your SEC update when we come back.
Iredale drives it the other way to right field. He might have hit it out. It's gone. A home run for Brent Iredale into the Hunt Center.
This is the Morning Rush.
I'm ready. I drink beer and I dip skull.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
It feels dirty. I feel used.
Yeah.
Feel used.
Yeah, for the first time in your life.
Yeah.
This is the Morning Rush.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. How about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light. You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, this is Dr. Charlie Liggett with River Valley Smile Center. We dial 782-8940.
Coach Todd Holland, head baseball coach of the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. I call 782-8940.
Stay cool this summer with a York high-efficiency HVAC unit. Or for more information on endless hot water and high-efficiency tankless water heaters, give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087, or online at servicemasterpc.com.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about. A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is.
Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hogs have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Again, my sources say that Chad then found out, he was hurt, that Keyshawn Hall signed a deal with Auburn after the season for double the money. And he was hurt because, he helped lead Auburn to a Final Four. He's obviously done a really good job. He's been a big piece of their success the last couple of years, and he was hurt by that. They renegotiated, and the number that Auburn came up to was not satisfactory to Chad and his camp.
That was Jeff Goodman in the Field of 68 talking about Chad Baker-Mazara and evidently what led to his entering of the transfer portal. Now, the other tidbit to this is kind of like with the Madden Iamaliava situation, there's more to it. Take a listen.
He signed a deal in which if he gets out of that deal, legally, he would have to pay back a significant percentage of that $1.1 million. I'm told it's around 60% of the deal. Well, he went in the portal last week. So he is willing to pay that 60% of one, that's $650,000, I believe, if my math is correct, of $1.1 million. So will Auburn, number one, and it won't be Bruce Pearl, but it'd be the school, would they choose to sue Chad Baker-Mazara if he doesn't pay the $650,000?
Tommy, this, again, kind of goes hand in hand when we're talking about Matt Niamali-Abani. You got some figures. You got a call during the break. Kind of go over that again for our audience this morning.
Yeah, and the thinking is, or the understanding is, that Madden's entire first-year deal was around $500,000. Doesn't mean he received $500,000. The fact that the U of A is trying to get $200,000 back on the buyout doesn't mean he's already received $200,000 to this point. The contract language says if you leave early, that's what he owed. That was the penalty to buy out early on the contract at this point with his NIL deal, was $200,000. It's, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000 he has received between his arrival at campus and now. So do you go to court? Do you try to get the $100,000 back? Do you get a portion of that? Do you go to court and try to really enforce and send a message? We not only want the $100,000 that we've paid you, but $100,000 more for damages. That's going to be interesting to see what the next move is. It appears, though, in about a 90-day or so period, 100-day period, probably closer to fair, that the university's out about $100,000 on an athlete that'll never play for you.
No, I was mad. I was ready for the spitting fire and everything.
Well, I mean, you should be mad. You should be mad as a fan. You should be mad not at Hunter Yurachek, not necessarily at the edge, but you should be mad at the fact that you are being asked for $100 or $200 or whatever you can afford to give, and then this is how, at least publicly, I don't say the money's being spent, because I think this is what the marketplace is. I know there's some that don't like the fact that Sam Pittman's making close to $6 million for the results you're getting. That's what the market dictates. I don't think Arkansas is out here operating on some edge of the limb out here. They're way out on the limb doing things risky that other schools aren't doing. I don't think they're operating willy-nilly. Be mad at the whole system. You want me to give $100 or $200 or a one-time $500 donation? We're scraping by, and this is how the money's going, is to a player that's never even laced him up for you, and he's already gotten $100,000. That pisses me off. I don't get paid in advance. I get paid for the work that I perform. And I'm not saying we go on commission, you get paid by the touchdown or paid by the yard or paid by the tackle. But these deals hopefully are more backloaded, that you get minimal pay up front. That's where we need to be. And you get, bigger checks throughout the course of the season where the work is done. And I don't know how you measure that for a guy that probably wasn't going to play this year much anyway, right?
If at all, yeah. No.
Yeah, if at all. So $500,000 in total is what you'd committed to a guy that, what did you just say, wasn't going to play much, if at all. That's not an Arkansas. I mean, that's not Sam Pittman or Hunter Yurachek or those people making bad deals. That's the unfortunate place where the marketplace is at.
Okay.
But you got to protect yourself somehow. Does it not make you mad?
I think everything you just said is 100% true. But I think if you're going to get as riled up as you are about this, I think I could feel the exact same way about bloated coaches' salaries. I mean, it's in reality, you talked about kind of the spectrum of where coaches is now. I mean, and I don't know if it's 5.75 or 5.5. It's like, is Sam Pittman really worth that money for 6-6, 4-8, and 6-6 the last 3 years?
Where does that rank in this league? Where does that salary rank amongst his SEC peers?
But that if you're going to use that, which is fine, then you would use that exact same thought process for what Madden was being paid, which is pretty normal, apparently.
Listen, I'm not blaming Madden. I'm not blaming the university. I'm blaming the system. So I'm this whole thing is screwed up. It's a box of coat hangers. That's what we have here. I
think it also is interesting that Arkansas is on the front of this. I mean, I'm going to guess that there's been and based on the Goodman's report just there with Chad Baker-Mazara and else, there have been other situations where players have done this in other schools and whatnot.
You didn't want to be embarrassed because this is
Yeah.
embarrassing to be because it makes you look like a fool from a business standpoint.
I don't think it makes Arkansas look petty. It just, I wonder, it's like, does it make you look like you don't have enough, like, funds to just like let it go, even though it's a situation where I
So
agree.
what? Let the next one.
Well,
do this to you?
no. I'm just saying, like, I agree wholeheartedly what Arkansas is doing, but at least from an optics standpoint, it's like, well, I guess they have to have this money or they're not going to get so and so. Which $200,000 is $200,000, and you want
It's
to
not about the $200,000. It's about sending a message.
That's right.
the principle.
It's about sending a message
principle.
that we're not going to tolerate this. And if you think you're going to do, if you're on one of our current rosters or a future roster, and you think that we're going to roll over and be a patsy, you got us figured out wrong. That's the message being
I
sent
wish
out.
this would have happened a day or so because you could just because I
We're
feel
not
like we're a day
pigeons here.
late.
We're
Here
not
on-
pigeons.
Hold on, what's your beef Wednesday? Other SEC news. Congrats to Carolina Gomez, who was named to All SEC second team for tennis. Let's see what else we got. Travis Perry, the Kentucky freshman, is transferring after 30-plus games this past season. This weekend for baseball, Arkansas, we know, plays the Gators. You got Texas A&M against Texas, South Carolina against Kentucky, Missouri against Alabama, Mississippi State against Auburn, Oklahoma against Georgia, and then Vanderbilt against Ole Miss. Vanderbilt moved ahead. I had not realized this until I looked back at the standings. I guess Vanderbilt had moved ahead of Georgia. Georgia currently tied with Oklahoma right now for 10-8. So you're rooting against Tennessee, LSU, and Texas, obviously, this weekend. So I can't believe I'm saying this. Go Aggies. Tennessee and LSU actually play each other this weekend in Alex Box, but I'm rooting for Texas A&M this weekend in Austin, Texas, Tommy.
And who does Missouri play this weekend? Who's getting 3 freebies this weekend?
Who's Missouri play? They play.
You just went over the list.
Yeah, I know. I flipped pages. Where'd it go? Alabama. Tuscaloosa, so they're getting 3 wins.
There's 3 freebies, yeah. And their net ranking will go down.
Stephen Parrott says
their
net
RPI will
ranking.
move down.
Jay
on 3 wins.
and Cave Springs agrees with you. Stephen Parrish agrees with you.
I want to hear from someone that disagrees with me.
All right, let's talk to William, who's in.
Where am I wrong? Someone tell me I'm wrong.
I don't think anyone has gotten at us and saying you're incorrect here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. All right, that's your. Before we get to William, that's the end of your SEC update, Tommy.
All right, it's brought to you by the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. Listen up, anglers, when it comes to crappie fishing. And boy, what I'd give to have some slabs of crappie to fry up right now. There's only one Baby Shad, the original Baby Shad. Crappie fishing's #1 selling bait, featuring a sleek back, a streamlined belly, and a quivering tail. Sounds like Ty, doesn't it? Sleek back, streamlined belly, quivering tail. That's you in a nutshell, Ty. This bait won't stop moving.
What a picture.
Yeah, exactly. No matter the
Visual
temps, no matter the
picture.
conditions, it's built for dead sticking and action-based techniques. It's the original Baby Shad. Find it at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and your favorite tackle stores everywhere. Start filling up the freezer with the Bobby Garland Baby Shad.
You'd actually be surprised. I look somewhat presentable today. As I walked, even Betty and Cindy said something.
He's got jeans on today.
Yeah, jeans, boots, whole 9 yards. I do have a, hopefully, knock on wood, put this on the ether, a future client meeting today. So we'll see what happens.
Jeans,
All right.
that'll impress them.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, I can pull them off. You can. It's okay. William's in Lafayette this morning. Go ahead, William.
How y'all doing?
Good, buddy.
Let me tell you why I'm upset. Okay, and I don't know Madden, I don't know his family, but I don't like the situation. And why I don't like the situation, and I think that we're entitled to above the $100,000 that we compensated him, is that we invested in him. Right? What is it worth to be coached by Bob Petrino as a quarterback? Okay. By the process, this is a time-driven, process. So Madden came in, he was coached by Bobby, he was developed by Bobby. I'm sure he improved his game. Bobby Petrino's paid pretty handsomely by the University of Arkansas. Right? Yeah. Bob Petrino gave him a raving endorsement. Okay? I think we're entitled to some of that back. We invested in him above the compensation we gave him, and we're owed that. I can't get that time back. I cannot go back in time and put another quarterback under Bobby and have him develop by the 100%. Best in the game
100%.
And get that back.
All right,
and
so
I don't know Madden. I don't know his family, but that is the way the game is played today. I'm not talking about 10 years ago. It's different, and it's business. And by God, business is cutthroat. And if I'm going to invest in you and develop you and let you take that development out on the market and pursue extended compensation after we've made a deal, by God, I want it back. And that's how I feel about it.
Let me go a step further. And everything you just said there is right. But now I've got a roster spot open, and I don't have a quarterback that's gotten that development. You have taken the value of that one seat I have at the table in the 105, and what is there, 5 or 6 in the quarterback room? 5 in the quarterback room. Now you have diminished the value of that seat at my table that's supposed to be closer to the head of my table, one of my quarterbacks, and you left me in the lurch a little bit because now the timing of it is exactly what you say. Who am I going to go to get to replace you that's as good or better? The timing of the marketplace is sideways right now to do that. Completely unfair to the university.
I don't hear any pushback from William. I don't know if we're going to get, but William, appreciate you calling. Appreciate you listening. How are you listening? You listening on the Hit That Line Now app? Oh, he left. Okay. Well, again, for those that haven't heard, I think you have, but you can always listen to us anywhere on the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell, whether it's in Lafayette, Louisiana. You can listen in Paris, France, like my uncle did a few months ago during the Olympics. You can always listen to us anywhere on that. We haven't received a single text or a single call that is going against that thought process. I think you asked me. I'm just not as, like, there's things I get hot and passionate about and get fired up. I don't think this is one of them. I'm disappointed it's played out this way, but I think if you're talking about digging into it, I think
they're wasting your money.
Listen, I don't disagree.
They're wasting your money.
But what I'm saying is, like, Madden and Nico are being used as the two quote unquote scapegoats with this is happening all over college football, and those are the two most noted players with this situation. I think if we really unpacked and actually got into this, you would see that it is happening all over the country, not just.
Again, it's a systematic issue. You're 100% on that. This isn't like the University of Arkansas is doing business differently than 15 other schools in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the contract language at Arkansas is wildly different than what's going on at Ole Miss or Mississippi State or Georgia or pick any other school. I'm not saying Arkansas is operating in a way. I'm saying the system, the fact that a kid who's never played has already received $100,000 and wasn't going to play this year, and I know that's the marketplace. But there's got to be some kind of way, or quit asking the common fan every month to chip in $100. Because if I'm the guy out here cutting a corner, sacrificing something else my wife or kids could have, and I don't care if it's just $100, and you're a guy that makes $1 million, $100 is $100. You know, so I mean,
that's what you should be upset about, Tommy, is the fact that the whole Edge collective, they don't seem to seemingly have any of their stuff together at all. And now I know that they're trying to get on the forefront of this and make everything equal for everybody, but they've gone through what, Ty? You mentioned it earlier. How many directors since they've started all of this? Your money is not being handled in the correct way, and that's what you should be frustrated about.
I don't know if that's necessary. I mean, because is Arkansas operating in a way that's wildly different than any other school?
It's wildly less successful, wildly less notable.
Well, that part is fair. I don't know if all that can be placed at the door of the Edge. Brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. Need top quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready mix concrete. They have everything you need. They're the #1 source in Northwest Arkansas. No jobs too big or too small. So if you need rock, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete brought to your job site, call my friends at APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300. 587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
So this is obviously a problem, and not that wouldn't happen if you had a better or winning football program. But if you really want to get me fired up and passionate, it's the fact that Ole Miss is kicking your ass in the NIL collective in their football program, and they have no business doing so. And yet that's the same. Or A&M just beating you every year in the most excruciating way possible.
Well, at least
or Missouri,
got more money than the Catholic Church. You can at least understand that.
Or Missouri do this, but Ole Miss.
Missouri's the one you can't understand. Ole Miss you can't understand. I agree with you. A&M I can understand.
That's where you'll get me throwing mics, throwing coffees, and stuff like that. This doesn't set me off like it has you this morning, but it's good. I like to see you fired up every once in a while.
I mean, the fans don't need to be fleeced. And this is the deal. We're out here, and Arkansas is no different than the schools you just listed. Ole Miss is asking their fans for $10 a week.
But they're doing it successfully, Tommy. That's the thing. And
I understand. So you got to figure out how to turn this into wins. And as I said earlier, no one's worried about $200,000 or how much Madden was getting paid or any other player if you win 9 or 10 games this year. But that seems like the impossible task to figure out how to win 10 games in 2025. Brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is their number. Hard to believe it's April the 24th, and we are almost to May. And I think about fishing and all the fun stuff in late April, May, because it's not too hot, but it's not too cold. It's kind of like Goldilocks. It's just right. And now is a great time to visit at Gaston's. Maybe Memorial Day weekend. I was looking at the calendar and what's coming up in May. Memorial Day soon. And I would imagine if you called Gaston's, they could still get that Memorial Day weekend trip. Kids will be getting out of school. Early June's a great time. Look at your calendar. Open it up on your phone or get that out on your Outlook or Google Calendar, however you do it, and pencil in 2 or 3, 4 days at Gaston's. The drive there is beautiful by itself. Just the scenery of the White River and that part of our state is worth the trip, and the stay at Gaston's is priceless. The memories you'll make with you and your family will not soon be forgotten. 870-431-5202. Ask about guided fishing trips, restaurant reservations, and more. 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us on 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Platinum selling artist Tyler Farr is coming to Harrison, Arkansas at the Creekside Amp Friday, June the 27th. Tickets go on sale Friday, May 2nd at creeksideamp.com and start at only $20. Tyler Farr with special guest Sadie Bass, along with Chris Luno and the White Buffalo. Tyler Farr, live at the Creekside Amp in Harrison, Friday, June 27th. Get tickets at creeksideamp.com.
Mr. Third Down, Mr. Dependable, Mr. I Got You All Day.
This is former Razorback wide receiver Andrew Armstrong, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
It's time for the Rath Ride Replacement Sale at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, bring in your old car and get $3,750 above appraised market value for your trade. Take advantage of over $20,000 in recent price reductions on our road-ready certified pre-owned inventory, inspected and reconditioned in our on-site Meineke Car Care Center and backed by a comprehensive warranty. It's the Rath Ride Replacement Sale all this month at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
The Golf Nut is thrilled to introduce new products for 2025, including Cobra Dark Speed Adapt Woods and Irons, Ping G440 Woods and Irons, and TaylorMade QI35 Woods. Lap putters, including the latest OZ model, are also available. Whether you want to improve your swing or enjoy the game, the Golf Nut offers a range of options. Book a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators and experience golfing greatness. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue for your ultimate golfing destination.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Everybody's talking at me.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Take my call. Listen to you guys all the time on my drive. I'm going to have to lean towards Ty here.
I'm tired of the fans being fed a bunch of lies and garbage.
You know, you got this wonderful staff that you have. Great day to be a Razorback, you know. That's my hero. I want to be when I grow up.
I appreciate what you guys do.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
I still got some texts and calls to get to on that hotline, including Cecil we'll get to coming up in just a sec, Tommy.
Hey, adventure doesn't wait, neither should you. Start your journey right now at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer. That's Wheels RV. Right here in Northwest Arkansas, no matter the size of your budget or your family, they have the right fifth wheel or travel trailer waiting on you to explore the great outdoors, and they have their exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell. So hit the open road with peace of mind from Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale, or online at wheelsrv.net.
Cecil, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Go turn your radio down, buddy.
No, that ain't my radio. That's my girlfriend. I told her to get out. Hey, how y'all doing?
Good, buddy.
I was just listening to you and Tommy. Y'all was talking about situation, quarterback situation thing. But one good thing about it, maybe we'll be like known for straightening up all the troubles of somebody trying to get out on a contract. You know, jump out of it without fulfilling the contract. And definitely there should be some money given back. That's my front door, guys. Definitely, I think some money should be given back. He didn't do anything, and you know, people like Tommy said, I agree 100% with him. You know, you get out, you work really hard, you're giving and trying to be successful, and then you just come get the money and leave. And maybe he didn't have any intentions. He just went and got the money and left. So, like I said, I don't even know what the guy looked like.
Cecil,
how to say his last name.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that same way. Cecil, appreciate your call. I think every Arkansas fan listening wants to get the money out. It's just a matter of time if it ends up happening that way or not. We'll have to wait and find out.
Mention the weather warming up. How about Andy's frozen custards, guys? Be a great day to go get something chocolate, maybe something with some Heath in it. Or what do you said you like Butterfinger when you go over there and get one of their concretes? One of those.
Talking to me or Colton? I'm a cookie dough guy.
Man, you're a cookie dough guy. So head over to Andy's Frozen Custards. Custard's so much better than ice cream. Find them on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. You'll find them in Conway as well, 2 locations at JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock. And download their app at the Apple app or Google Play Store. It's Andy's Frozen Custards. Walk up or drive through. They're ready to serve you at Andy's Frozen Custard.
All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Tommy, you're going to be live tomorrow at AAA Business Systems.
Yeah, we'll be in Van Buren, so come by and say hello. Door prizes, fish fry, and more tomorrow. AAA Business Systems in Van Buren.
Halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Jones coming up next.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay.